Most artists today do not make enough money to support their families or their passion, and I'm one of them for now, but that will hopefully change one day. Today, we will dive into why art is difficult to value, how much I'm earning as a modern intuitive artist, and what are the different ways to make money with your art. And I also have a pretty significant announcement to make, so let's get into it. According to the Oxford Dictionary, an artist is a person who creates paintings or drawings as a profession or a hobby. This would mean that any one of you watching and doodling along is an artist, so well done. But how did it look like to be a professional artist in the past? Well, before the 18th century, painting gods on ceramics, recreating battles on canvas, or painting the walls of the Sistine Chapel would be your go-to money-making technique. And if you were good at painting or drawing true to life, you could make money. Quite simple, isn't it? And for a long time, those were your only options, but photography changed everything. Making money as an artist today is much more difficult than it was in the past. You only had to recreate reality, and the better you were at it, the more your art was worth. Very simple equation, but when it comes to today's art, the math is not so simple anymore. Recreating reality nowadays is widely available for everyone. Just get your smartphone out of your pocket and take a picture. You see, it only takes seconds. What used to take days and weeks, maybe even months, and the result is quite a bit more lifelike. So what is art today then? Let's look at some examples. The number 17A by Jackson Pollock was sold for $200 million, or the Black Square by Kazimir Malevich for $85 million. These are not extraordinary arts in the traditional sense, but they are worth some unbelievable amount of money. They aren't picturing reality, they're barely art, some might argue. And with some practice, you can easily recreate them, or at least something very similar. But your version would never, in a million years, would fetch a price of that magnitude. So how are they worth so much money? I still wholeheartedly believe that art should be free for everyone. Luckily, in this digital day and age, this is a fairly simple task. That is why, for example, on my website, I made my most recent finished pieces digitally available free for everyone forever. But take this drawing I'm doing right now, for example. I'm showing it to you how to make it yourself, and in my last video I even showed you the step-by-step technique how I create my backgrounds. You can also just download it and print it out at home. So how can something like this be valued? Well, those paintings I mentioned earlier were made by giant names in the art world who are deceased. They will never make another piece. Anything they produced is limited and highly desirable, and that's one reason why they are so expensive. And obviously, I'm not trying to compare myself to those exceptional artists, but here is what I know. Exposure is key. The value in today's art is in the artist and not necessarily the art itself. Jackson Pollock or Malevich pieces can be sold for such price because everyone knows them. Well, maybe not everyone, but within the art world, these names are very well known. And as we mentioned, they aren't with us anymore, so their art is limited supply. Take Pollock, for example. He had very short career and died at the age of only 44 years old. Before his death, he only made 363 paintings. That's not a lot. And because he was a major figure in the abstract expressionist movement, his work is extremely desirable. So combine the two and voila, you've got the art that is worth millions. But how can we start making money as a professional modern artist then? First of all, I want you to understand that art is subjective. You might like what I make, for example, but some of you will say it's garbage, and that's fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But I know for a fact that my art is valued by others, so I don't take negative feedback too seriously. So every art, be it a drip technique like Pollock or intuitive doodling like myself, has a place in this world and is valuable. Therefore, if you take your art seriously, you can make money. Here is how. The first step into making money today with your art is get people to know you. Just imagine if you create the most beautiful pieces in the world, but only your mother sees it and no one else. How would people be able to enjoy it? Why would anybody else, apart from your mother, want to have one of your works if they don't even know you? We discussed previously that valuing art today is based on the artist's exposure. Take Banksy, for example. He is worldwide known street artist. Everything he makes is valued high, not only because of the message of his art, but because he is very well known. And to be well known, he used the power of media. This is what I am going to do as well, and this is what you should do too. Nowadays, social media is your best way to get yourself out there and make some money. But it isn't easy. Being vulnerable in front of hundreds or thousands of people is scary. You see, every video I make is a step out of my comfort zone, but something has happened recently that gave me some extra motivation. I started making actual money. The reality is I've been making videos for many years now, but never really made any real money until recently. A couple of my videos blew up and money started pouring in. Okay, not really, but I've certainly made my best ever months to date, and this is an extremely motivating feeling. And I'm incredibly grateful and appreciate everyone who subscribed and shared and liked my content. But there was another factor that helped me get further and further away from my comfort zone. My husband. He has been the sole provider for the family for about 7 years now. That's when our first daughter was born, and we decided about 4 years ago, when our second was starting nursery, that I would stay home and take care of our family. This, by the way, is what I wanted as well. Spending time with our kids and being able to be there for them has been the most fulfilling role I've ever done. And now I have a plan to give him the same opportunity. So, how much have I actually made that got me this motivated? A grand total of £500 in the month of September. Not much, I know, but for me though, this is incredible. Up until now, I only made like 20, 30 per month, but this September had been outstanding. And I know on the grand scale of YouTubers, this is nothing, but that is exactly the point. This extra exposure pushed me to take this more seriously. It changed my perspective. Not only did people started valuing my art and my thoughts through likes and shares, but they expressed this gratitude via donations on my website. A website, by the way, that has available free resources for people getting into intuitive doodling. All my latest art available to download for free, and support me option if you want to help me to continue on this journey. And since I'm getting known by more and more people, my art is worth more than what it did 4 years ago. Back then, I was just doodling for myself, but now I am a professional artist, and this is where my announcement comes in. If you really do like what I create, I wanted to give you the opportunity to own it. I want to start selling my art. And by the way, this is not an easy decision, and one that ties in with my imposter syndrome video very well. I have said this many times in the past that I believe in my art, but if anyone can recreate it, does it really have any value? Selling your own art is the number one way of making money as an artist. This is how artists as a profession began. After all, people had been doing it for thousands of years. So if you want to have any of my few selected pieces, the ones I adore the most, head over to my website and place an order before someone else does. All of my pieces are one of a kind. I will never make it ever again, so be sure you get your hands on your favorite ones as soon as possible. Keep in mind that all the digital high-quality versions of all the sold pieces will remain free to download. So now that I'm known a bit more, I have about 20,000 followers across all my social media platforms. How much should I value my art? How did I come up with the price? Quite frankly, I just thought what I think they're worth. Some of you might think they're outrageously expensive, and some might think they are way too cheap. Everyone has their own opinion, and that's fine. I think the prices are fair, and that's all that matters. I might not even sell any. To be fair, that's what I hope for, because once a sale comes through, it's whole professional artist thing becomes a reality, and that is scary. So let's just see what happens. But once you're known, selling your art isn't the only way to make money as an artist. Getting monetized on social media is probably the easiest. Create your art, take a video of the process, and let others enjoy it. Sounds simple, but the fear of being judged is real. But unfortunately, you can't have success without trying. This has been my primarily income until now, and probably will be for the foreseeable future as well. Most YouTubers rely on ad revenue alone, but I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. Diversifying is key. I'm obviously trying to make more engaging videos for more views and subscribers, because ultimately that is the goal for greater exposure. We already discussed, the more people know you, the more you and your art is worth. And anyway, social media is probably your greatest weapon nowadays. So what else can an artist do to make money? Well, another great option is commissions. Some might be interested in your kind of art, but wants to have a special, personalized piece. I don't want to do this. Well, I can't do this. My art is intuitive, and if a piece is commissioned, that takes out all their intuitiveness. Is that even a word? Well, it takes out all the reason why I make my art. For me, commissioning is not an option, but some of you might find that to be a fantastic way to make money. Maybe a restaurant wants some matching paintings in their brunches, or maybe one of your viewers wants a custom tattoo designed by you. Okay, wait. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I could do some commissions. Well, anyway, if you need any matching sets of drawings in your restaurant, let me know. I can do probably similar colors, but the rest will just depend on my mood anyway. But commissions are still technically selling your art. Luckily, there are other alternatives, such as selling merchandise. I have done this in the past and it is a viable option. It didn't quite work out back then due to me having fewer followers and my videos only getting a couple of hundred views, but as your exposure as an artist grows, people want your art more and more. I might even start again with some, I don't know, custom hoodies, t-shirts, socks, maybe mugs. I don't know yet, but if this is something that would interest you, please let me know in the comments and maybe I will look into it again. As you can see, any way you can make money relies on the fact that people know who you are. Yes, you might find success with custom merchandise without a huge following. It is possible. With the right ad campaigns and targeting the correct audience will get you sales. But why would you pay someone to advertise it for you when you have the power to create the most loyal and most interested audience ever? Those who watch you. They might not want to have your actual finished masterpiece, but perhaps would love to wear a nice t-shirt with your art on it. It is definitely more affordable and at the same time useful option. You get a piece of the artist's creation and as well a t-shirt to wear. And the best part is you don't need to spend money on advert and keep a high profit margin. After all, this video is about how to make money. And the number one way to make money is not to spend it. Every pound saved is a pound earned. So if you truly want to start making money with your art, here are my top tips. Number one, be patient. It took me 4 years of building up my social media to start earning any actual money. Take it day by day and don't expect results after 1 week. Number two, don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you only want to sell your art on t-shirts and nothing else, success might be a little far-fetched. It's scary to be vulnerable in front of a large crowd, but the feeling of being validated is unlike any other. And number three, enjoy the process. If you focus on becoming a world famous artist one day, it is difficult to stay motivated day by day. Enjoy creating and sharing it with the world. And if you're having fun, is there really anything to lose? If you liked what I've made today, head over to my website. It might be available for you to purchase. Stay creative, people. I'll see you next week.